Hey, Idaho 14, we got a whole bunch of new information and I can't wait to check it out. I've got a million questions. Why did Dylan text or call the guy that dropped off Maddie and Kaylee a little after 2 in the morning? Why'd she do that? Also, I want to ask about the text between Dylan and Bethany. Also, I want to ask about the 911 call. I want to ask, where was that rideshare guy between the hours of 2 and 4 when he produced a receipt at Taco Bell? And why did he wait 6 days to talk to the police? I've got a million questions. Let's start with 2 a.m. We'll go in chronological order. Why did Dylan reach out to the guy that dropped Eric G, the guy that allegedly, and this is a card reading, all allegedly, you guys know how it goes. Why did Dylan call or text the man who dropped off Kaylee and Maddie? Why did she call or text him at like 2:10 a.m.? Okay, King of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Six of Cups. The Hanged Man. Okay. So after the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is like somebody that earns their money in a weird way. Somebody that's male energy, unreliable, undependent, can't depend on them. And especially with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is making me think that the timing was off. He couldn't be depended on. Maybe he was supposed to drop him off at a certain time or something, but it's like the timing was off. Did he get paid? That could have been another thing. Maybe he didn't get paid. So, King of Swords, now, this is a male energy. Okay, hold on. We've got an opportunity here. Things are going wrong with the Wheel of Fortune. Why did she reach out to him? She's giving a gift with the Six of Cups here. She's giving, there's a sense of giving a gift. Giving what as a gift? I would say this pentacle as a way to, so it looks like by 2:10 a.m., Dylan was in a very bad situation here. I mean, rock bottom, it can't get any worse. She's looking for a way to make her situation better. She's thinking outside the box here, again, to try to make it seem like everything's okay. She's looking for an outside of the box way to make it seem like everything's okay, even though everything's going in the opposite direction. Why did Dylan call? So, okay, she called him to make things better. She doesn't know how to move forward. Things are going wrong, even to the point of a crime, and she doesn't know how to move forward. She's trying to block secrets from getting out. Going against the grain, again, with secrets coming out. Going against your morals, getting caught with secrets coming out. Now, just looking at this card, trying to give this guy the best, how do I say that? Just basically trying to look at this driver guy as the best way. It looks to me here like possibly she's trying to figure out where they are or what time they got dropped off. This could also be about payment. All right, let me ask this. What did Dylan say to Eric G? What was the message? What did she say? So even if she said something and it meant another thing, what was the message? Around 2:10 a.m., what message was Dylan trying to send to Eric G, the driver? Ooh, again with the Hierophant in reverse. This is not listening to the higher ups, going against your morals, your ethics. Okay, she's stuck in a situation she can't get out of. That's the Witness. Queen of Cups is the Witness card. Ace of Wands reversed. Two of Cups. What was the message? Again, with not knowing not knowing how to move forward, not knowing the next step to take. Things aren't working and you can't get out of it. Can't avoid this witness. There's a female here that witnessed it. She can't get over what she saw. She can't get over what she witnessed. What was the message? I saw, or someone saw, two twos. Okay, you're doing something out of the ordinary, unable to get away from it. Something very connected to something evil, violent. Someone saw something violent happen. A feminine energy. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, which is someone sneaking around, criminal behavior, getting away with it. Another seven here, the Seven of Cups. This is gaslighting, having a lot of options, keeping somebody's head in the clouds. The Fool in reverse, going down the wrong road, doing something wrong. There's our Greek card with the Greek row, going down the wrong road. What was the message? There's sadness here. Actually, lots of regret, lots of nightmares. This is at 210. King of Wands, we've got a man that is extremely frustrated and he wants to get out of Dodge. He is on the move, getting out of this situation, getting out of this predicament. And the lovers could even be Maddie and Kaylee. But I think that this comes more down to her saying that somebody saw him drop them off. Two. What did she want to know? And then again about dropping them off. Bad timing. All right. Of course, this isn't like as clear as day, so I'm going to find out till it's clear as day. Let's ask this. It's almost like she was covering her tracks by saying, like, did you drop them off? Making sure that you drop them off. Because with the Two of Swords, like how we had the Two of Swords, we don't see them. Maybe that was the plan at first, to try to say that they didn't get home, Maddie and Kaylee. What did Eric G do after he dropped off the girls, Maddie and Kaylee? Please show us clearly. What did Eric G do after he dropped the girls off? Because he had 2 hours before he went to Taco Bell, supposedly. What did Eric G do after he dropped off Maddie and Kaylee? Because in previous card readings, when I ask, what did Maddie and Kaylee come home to? It's always a fight. Always, like, they walked into the chaos, guys. Okay, what did Eric G do after he dropped off Maddie and Kaylee before Taco Bell? What did Eric G do? That's the card I was just telling you guys about. So every single time that I ask, what the heck did Maddie and Kaylee come home to? This is what we get, a fight. Now all of a sudden, the driver guy, what did he do right after? Five of Wands, look at it, it's chaos, it's a tug of war, it's a fight. Three of Wands in reverse, not knowing what's the next move I make. Here's this fight, what do I do next? I don't know what's the next move to make. Again with the Hierophant in reverse, going against your morals, your ethics, how the way things should be done. There's the gaslighting card. Being confused. This could even be on some type of substances, but your head's in the clouds. Again with the Moon in reverse. What did he do after he dropped the girls off? Overwhelming Two of Pentacles in reverse. There was an overwhelming fight and chaos with the Five of Wands. He did a whole lot of movement with the a whole lot of action here. This could even be communication with the Eight of Wands. Lots of movement, lots of communication on what to do next. He had to make a decision. He was at a crossroads. So right after he dropped the girls off, he's at a crossroads, a moral crossroads, it looked like. He's got this opportunity and a lot of options. What did he do after? There's that. Helping someone out for their own satisfaction. The Magician, so creating something. Creating what? Independence? Independent wealth? I mean, this is the thing I'm most interested in right here. So I'm going to just take a smaller deck and ask about this stuff. Okay. So, Eric G., what happened after he dropped off Kaylee? We're getting an overwhelming fight. Tell us more about this overwhelming fight. Eric G., when he dropped off Kaylee and Maddie. What did Eric G. see? When it comes to Maddie and Kaylee, Ethan, Xana, and the people at 1122, what did Eric G. see? Knight of Wands in reverse. Upright, this is your in and out knight. Very fast, in and out, quick energy. In reverse, goes right along with this fight. This could be violence, like throwing a punch or worse. Doing something, taking a hasty action. Ace of Wands in reverse. This is another upright. It's all kinds of growth and positive action. But in the reverse, there's no growth or it's negative action. So 2 cards in a row having to do with violence. What did he see? An attack, I would say. Violence. Knight of Cups. Look, guys, this is the friend that... Knight of Cups in reverse is our fake friend. So rather than being Prince Charming, it's our fake friend. What did he see? It looks so far like he saw a lot, allegedly. 2 of Pentacles. 6 of Swords. He got out of Dodge. He did see. What did he see, though? And when did he get out of Dodge? All right, now with the Hanged Man, he saw something brutal, or he could have been told to drop them off at another place than what he's used to. This is doing something outside of the box. Right under that violent action card. So we've got this feeling of overwhelming violence, but it's outside the box. Well, hey, you know what? These crimes would be an outside of the box type of violence, so that makes sense. Look at this. Page of Swords in reversed is our spy card. Usually it's a child. Here it's a man. So it's spying. Look at this. 2 of Swords in reverse. So he is this fake friend, kind of like someone's being painted into a corner by a fake friend. Look at the Hierophant again, the Hierophant. He was unable, look at this, guys. With the 7 of Wands, this is about defending. See, this person's like in a bubble, drawing a line in the sand, defending. Now, in reverse, it's not being able to help them or defend them. So it's like he just got out of Dodge. But I feel like he saw a lot here. A lot of action. Look at the next card is Death in reverse, which is an ending. I read Death in reverse as death and a lost opportunity with Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That's a loss of something very valuable. Could even be life. We've got the Hermit card in reverse. They needed help to better the situation. What did he see? He saw more than one person. The Sun. He saw Maddie and Kaylee. Maddie and Kaylee always show up together as the Empress. Look at the butterfly in this deck. They always show up as the Empress together. What did he see? He saw what happened to Maddie and Kaylee, or at least the beginnings of it. 8 is work. 8 of Pentacles is working. 6 of Cups, it could be dropping people off, doing somebody a favor here. This is usually somebody older and somebody younger. So what did he see? He's at work. There's a party, 3 of Cups, 3 or more gathered together. But it feels like seeing these girls made him feel like mentally unstable. Got his feelings, started making him have negative feelings. Talk about negative feelings with the 9 of Swords. This is living a nightmare. Trying to look on the bright side, but you're in a nightmare situation. The Moon in reverse, again, there's secrets that are, you're afraid that things are going to get it. There's a moment that came crashing down and he got stuck in it. And it wasn't the first time. So I feel like this driver somehow, some way, has got himself stuck in this situation. Let me see. Judgment. It was, he's listening to a female here. It was their decision. Okay, now this is pretty crazy because it could be that he watched it or that he was part of it. But either way, I mean, I feel like Dylan might have been calling to either cover her butt. It's like she was calling either to cover her butt or to find out if the girls were being dropped off. So let me ask this question. Let's find out what Dylan was doing. So 2:10 a.m., everybody should have been home, right? What was Dylan doing when she called or texted the man, 29-year-old man, I believe at the time, that dropped off Kaylee and Maddie? What was Dylan doing? What situation was Dylan in when she called or texted Eric G? Home. There it is. She was at home. 2:10. It looks like there's 4 of Wands. It looks like Dylan was at home. And there was already death. An ending of something. Queen of Swords in reverse. She's lying. She's angry. Very angry. The Queen of Swords is our ice queen. You know, doesn't have any feelings for anybody. Very extremely harsh, unemotional, even brutal, just like the King of Swords. She's in a reversed position when she made that call. The Hermit in reverse. She's not truly thinking it through. There's that Ace of Pentacles again. In a losing situation at home. Looks like death is already around her. And she's not alone. There's our killer. King of Swords reversed. At the house. The killer is already at the house according to the cards at 2:10 when she texts. And it looks like it might be somebody that Dylan is close with, like partners with, if you catch my drift. The male energy here with Dylan. There's our fake friend, guys, underneath the death in reverse card. A fake friend. Looks like, what situation was Dylan in the middle of when she texted the driver? She was at home, it looks like, allegedly, with the killer. There was death around her, done by fake friends. She's trying to calm the chaos here. There's the chaos. Dylan's trying to calm things down, make it better. The Hermit in reverse. She's not alone, and she's trying to put the match out. This action that got out of control, she's trying to fix it. She's trying to do damage control. And it's interesting here that we have 2 aces in the reverse. So she's making a really selfish move here. She was in a really bad spot. Now, Ace of Cups reversed. Al Green is upright, love and happiness. She's full of hate, bitter, scorn. She feels like she's losing, all at home with this male. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody dropped the ball. Dylan's in a bad situation. It looks like partners with the killer, allegedly. Let's ask about Bethany. What did Bethany see and hear that night? Now, we know about the text messages that just came out between Bethany and Dylan around 4 to 4:30 a.m. It's like, Dylan saying, I saw a guy in black. It seems a little chopped up, but it's like they can already tell something's wrong right away. Oh my, OMG, what's going on? WTF. Bethany tells Dylan, come run to my room. And then it's dead silence till 10:30 a.m. All right, Bethany. What did Bethany see and hear between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. when she started texting with Dylan? What did Bethany see and hear? Well, with the two of Wands in reverse, she's realizing that there's a change of plan. She's realizing that people are separated with the Two of Wands in reverse. What did she see and hear? Somebody being, with the Eight of Swords, it's like somebody being maybe kept in their room, possibly tied down, possibly with something in their mouth. This is being restricted. It does look like she saw something like people being separated and confined. Heartbreak and betrayal. 3 different ways with the Three of Swords, straight through the heart. What did Bethany see in here? The Star in reverse. No hope, no direction. Bethany could have been kind of stuck in this place, feeling stuck. But we're asking, what did she see in here? Look, guys, with the Three of Cups, 3 or more, social circle, it's a party. She saw a party go wrong. She saw a party type situation and everything went wrong. People were separated. They weren't getting along. There's the killer. Well, it's a male coming in, male energy coming in, telling it how it is. Very cold delivery. Whatever he said changed the tone of how things were going. That's when he could have even been directed people to be separate and to do this stuff. She tried to ignore this, either someone else being trapped or her feeling like she was trapped. She did try. It does look like Bethany tried to do a lot of either running, action, or this is action, Eight of Wands, or communication. So it does look like Bethany, what did she see in here? A whole lot of action, a whole lot of communication. That was devastating, heartbreaking. Look at the swords right in the middle. The Star in reverse means that there was no hope for healing, no direction of a place to go. And then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. No new growth, nothing good happening, all just violence. Same card that we got before. And then we've got a party gone wrong and people. The Temperance is about protection. It's about 2 opposites coming together in perfect harmony, like a bartender. This could be the cleanup, a party gone wrong, and then somebody coming down to fix it. We've got a landowner here that has to do with the Greek system. Somebody that has money. He could be like, this is a banker card, landowner card, but it's somebody that has a lot of money, very scholarly, somebody that can be depended on when it comes to the way things are done in the Greek system. 10 of Pentacles has always been our Greek card because of those flags in the bottom, and it's just the traditions, things like that. Page of Swords, she's watching the betrayal. Bethany saw. According to the cards, Bethany saw this, her roommates being stabbed in the back. All right, she's having a really hard time. I feel like Bethany was being told to stay in one place, stay there. The Devil. Friends that people thought that they could count on, Bethany saw that they couldn't be counted on. friends that seemed really motherly and caring in the group were actually connected to some very dark things. Bethany started feeling like she was running out of choices and wanted to get out of there, though. I feel like she's wanting to tell the truth. This is her knowing the truth and speaking the truth with the Ace of Swords. Look at that. Somebody coming in, sneaking in, and the Seven of Swords is somebody from your own camp. This is a friend creating this awful moment. There was a conflict that kept coming up and it went too far. 3 of Pentacles, 3 or more people working on it. Again, we keep getting this, 3 or more, 3 or more. What did Bethany see? I feel like she was told to stay somewhere, but I do think she saw a whole lot, guys. Where was Bethany? Now, we saw where it said Dylan was home. Where was Bethany between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.? Because they didn't start showing Bethany's texts until after 4 a.m. So where was Bethany between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.? Where was Bethany between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.? Where was Bethany? Get in there. Come on, Bethany. Where were you between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.? And then I'm going to ask, okay, so she's in a bullying situation with the 5 of Swords. She's being pushed around. Somebody's being bullied. Bethany between 2 and 4. Again, she doesn't feel like she's able to make, she can't really walk away from it. She's not sure what to do next. That's what it is. So she's feeling she's allowing herself to be bullied. Here's that male energy that comes across with our always said 2 or 3 males, 2 or 3 females. Here's this King of Wands, frustrated, egotistical, very hot-headed male energy. But we're asking, where was she? Look at this. When we asked about Dylan, we got the King and Queen of Swords. Who was Bethany talking to? It looks like Bethany had a crush on one of the other guys that was there. So Bethany, there's this bullying thing. Could have even been online here or wanting to put an end to herself feeling bullied or being bullied online. She doesn't know what to do to make this bad situation better. Where is Bethany between 2 and 4? She got an opportunity for help. She's with another female. The person the witness, being manipulated by the Queen of Swords. Dylan was manipulating her. Where was she? She was with that group of people. Trying to defend themselves, draw a line in the sand. But people were butting heads with Temperance in reverse. They weren't getting along. People were wanting to quit. People were beat up, bruised up with the Wounded Warrior and ready to throw in the towel. Here's the Assassin card, Knight of Swords reversed. And who's delivering the blow? A friend with the Knight of Cups. So Bethany's wanting to walk away. She's wanting a favor from somebody that she trusts, somebody that she cares about, because it looks like this male that she did trust was angry, was far more angry and involved than Bethany was. Played with Bethany's emotions. That's what it was. This guy kind of thought that Bethany had a crush on her, used her emotions, used her a little bit for this situation. That's what it seems like to me. But where was Bethany? All right, hold on. She had to have been back by 4 because they were texting each other. I don't think, whether it was planned or not planned, they had to have been in the house at 4. So here's the big question. What was Bethany doing? So the last text, when she told Dylan, oh yeah, come on down to my room, run. It was like 4:30 in the morning. And then Dylan didn't call Kaylee and say, hey, are you okay? Till 10:30 in the morning. What was Bethany doing from 2:30 in the morning? Oh, I'm sorry, 4:30 in the morning till 10:30 in the morning. What was Bethany doing from 4:30 to 10:30? You can't tell me they just fell asleep. What was Bethany doing between 4:30 when she was texting with Dylan until 10:30? Trying to ignore something with the Four of Cups, King of Pentacles, the Tower in reverse. Everything had come crashing down and there was no way that they were going to be able to fix this. We've got death. Everything had changed. She was unable to walk away from it. Trying to ignore the situation, but also this would change it forever. She was trying her best to ignore, trying her best to pretend like this stuff wasn't happening. But it was going to catch up to her and she knew it. This is a major turn of events for the worst for, I don't know who this King of Pentacles guy is. Maybe their landlord? That would be, like I said, like a banker, business owner, maybe somebody tied to the school. What was she doing between 4:30 and 10:30? Well, whatever she was doing, it wasn't up to her with Judgment in reverse. This whole Tower situation, this horrible thing that happened to Maddie, Xana, Ethan, and Kaylee, at least between 4:30 and 10:30. Whatever Bethany was doing between those hours, it wasn't up to her. In fact, she was sort of at a crossroads. Things were changing forever. And she was unable to even really fully understand how things would change forever. She was trying to think of a roundabout way of getting out of it. So I would say that, and then here's when everybody, she succeeded. The Six of Wands is a win. This could also be when everybody came over and noticed what had been going on. But what was she doing? I would say she was being forced to clean it up. At first, she was trying to ignore the situation, but it's like you can't leave until this is over. There's the Killer card right there. King of Swords in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. The Lovers come up as Ethan and Xana. I would say cleaning up. There's our Greek society. She's making a deal with the Greek society between 4:30 and 10:30 a.m. No time to rest. She needs to take action. And there's a one-way transaction. This could be anything. It could be cleaning supplies, but there's a one-way transaction here. She's got to take action. She's got to do some things. There's our Emperor, guys. Dun, dun, dun. The guy in charge. He's come up since I started reading on this case. He is in a nightmare situation. Bethany's trying to make it better for the guy in charge. Unable to defend her actions, so with the Magician, they have to create a whole new situation. They've got all the tools they need to manifest this situation. It's done, again, this hatred and stuff, but they have to work on it. I think this was the cleaning up process, again with the party gone wrong. But now they have full control over how things go moving forward. So there's Bethany. Oops, that fell. What Bethany was doing from that time. So it does look like she was cleaning up. She got some instruction from somebody high up in the school there of how to move forward, in the Greek system of how to move forward. What about Dylan? What was Dylan doing between texting Bethany at 4:30 till the time she decided to call Kaylee at 10:30 in the morning and say, "You up, please answer." Please show us what Dylan was doing between 4:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. She's painted into a corner. She's being forced to do something. Her circumstances are forcing her to do something. Dylan. Evidence. She's being forced to work with a group of 3 or more people. This has been a plan with the 3 of Pentacles. Somebody planned something, orchestrated a situation, trying not to get caught, like trying to create a situation not to get caught. There is a witness, but it's a weak witness. What was Dylan doing? Unable to ignore this piece of evidence. That could be the footprint. She's unable to ignore this footprint. It causes a crisis for her, but she gets away with it. With the Wheel of Fortune, she somehow gets this wheel to start turning her way. And it looks like that's what she was doing. She was working with others, sort of forced to, trying to figure out a way to not get caught, playing on someone's emotions. But yeah, it does look like evidence was found and she had to take action, and it worked. Doesn't look like Dylan had too much control over that time period. It looks like they were taking instructions from a guy higher up. So then I want to know this. During that 911 call, Hunter J, his roommate, the call is being passed between 4 different people. Yet nobody mentions anyone else other than Xana, and the fact that, you know, they didn't even check a pulse. They weren't even looking at Xana when they were on the phone with 911. They would have noticed that there was substances and horrific substances all over that house. Okay, when people started coming over to the house that morning, or before the police got there, were college students tainting the crime scene? Did they see the victims before the police did? Did these college students, besides Dylan and Bethany, did they call over friends in the morning that saw Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xana's body before the police? Strength. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So did these kids go running through the house? 7 of Swords. Wow. Knight of Pentacles. Injuries with the Wounded Warrior. Did they see? They were being blocked off. Interesting. We've always heard that those kids went running in the morning that the girls called over, but it looks here like they were being powerfully blocked off. So they might have kept them outside the house or kept them down on the first floor, not wanting them to go up. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So things are going really bad. It's a bad terrible fate. Things are going the wrong way. And again with that Ace of Pentacles, totally lost fortune, lost opportunity. I'm interested in this. This is that criminal behavior. Somebody sneaking around from your own side, smiling in your face, stabbing you in your back, smiling. Just a real jerk. And it looks like they're doing them a favor. So like, don't go in there as a favor, but really it's to hide my own guilt. I don't think that they let like Hunter in there like we heard before. It doesn't look like that. Here comes the Knight of Pentacles, which would kind of be like a Hunter. It's who you call to come and help you, defend you. But it's kind of like everybody that came to help them with the Knight of Pentacles, like, hey, what's going on? We're coming to help. They turned away. Like, you can't come in here. Now, here's all the injuries. And I do feel like this could be Ethan. Ethan usually, sometimes he comes up as the King of Cups in reverse, but I don't think so. This is one, it looks here like there is one male that saw the injuries on someone. And it made him sick. It really affected him mentally. So for the most part, it looks like they tried to block them from the chaotic scene in the house. They really wanted to block them from it, hide it from them, the severity of what was going on in the house. It looks like they tried hiding it. Let me see. Did Hunter J, because we've heard mixed reports. Did Hunter J see, let's do 5 for Ethan's body, 5 for Xana's body. And then I'm going to ask why they didn't check on Kaylee and Maddie. Did Hunter J see Ethan, or first Xana? Did Hunter J see Xana or Ethan before the police saw them? After the 911 call? Did Hunter J see the bodies of Xana first and then Ethan before the police? Did Hunter J see Xana and Ethan's bodies before the police? Xana first, Ethan second. Maddie and Kaylee, the Empress. So he's starting to see clearly. Like, it's like people were trying to confuse him, but the fog is starting to lift. Seven of Wands, he's unable to defend himself. The High Priestess, he's keeping quiet. And here's the Queen of Swords reversed. Now this is coming out like Dylan. Dylan saying no. Also lying to him. And then this is Maddie and Kaylee. Now I'm asking, did Hunter see Xana and Ethan? Justice. Sadness. Yeah. In the house. What's at the bottom of the deck? King of Wands reversed. Somebody, a male, taking out his frustration, connected to darkness. A male being a bully. Unable to walk away from a fight. Hunter saw, according to these cards, he was guided away from the girls, but I do feel like he saw somebody. I can't remember which one I said first, but it looks like a female here told him not to go look at Maddie and Kaylee. So let's ask that. But I do feel like he saw at least one, Ethan or Xana, before the police showed up. I don't know though. Maybe not. It looks like he was kind of blocked from it. So why, riddle me this then. Why did nobody, including the roommates, check on Maddie and Kaylee? Why did nobody mention Maddie and Kaylee to 911? Why did nobody check on Maddie and Kaylee? Apparently all the doors were open. They heard a whole bunch of things. Why didn't Maddie and Kaylee get checked on? Why did no one mention or check on Maddie and Kaylee? Secret. Keeping it a secret with the moon. We don't want things, we want things to be confusing. The moon's about illusions. At night, a wolf or a coyote could look like a dog could look like a coyote. They're trying to keep this element of mystery going on here. Strength in reverse. 2 of Swords reverse, 9 of Swords. Wow, 8 of Swords. Why did nobody check on Maddie and Kaylee? Well, look. They were being kept from doing so. Even if it was keeping their own selves from doing it, but it looked like they weren't brought up to the police because they wanted to keep it a secret. They wanted to keep some sense of mystery. Did Maddie and Kaylee even come home last night? Maybe they told the people that they weren't even dropped off. They didn't want people to see them in the bed. Look at the red in the blood, or look at the red marks in this bed. I've never even noticed it. Total nightmare situation. that could really affect someone's life forever. And with the Two of Swords in reverse like that, look at, they were even stopping them in their tracks. Page of Wands, if somebody got a bright idea to take this new action and walk up the stairs, somebody put the kibosh on it. Nope. Keeping this mystery. Can't go upstairs. Stopping them. Look at this. Eight of Wands. Action. Communication. Stopping it. They were being stopped from checking on Maddie and Kaylee. Like I said, to try to keep some kind of element of mystery going. They couldn't get out of the Maddie and Kaylee thing, so they'd rather just let the police deal with it and not have anyone see it. Page of Pentacles in reverse, or not anybody that's not involved to see it. This is dropping evidence. What's the nightmare, guys? Dropping evidence. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Where was the evidence dropped? In this red stained bed. We were just asking about Maddie and Kaylee. There it is. Now, if you guys go back a year and a half, I did timelines like every hour and a half on so many people. And right in the morning when I asked, why did they wait till noon to call 911? They were waiting for someone to drop off that knife sheath. There it is. I think Maddie and Kaylee were restricted in that room. And also, like I said, they were restricting people from seeing, there's the Knight of Wands, that harsh in and out action, violence. They didn't want people to see the level of violence with Kaylee and Maddie. So they were trying to put on this falseness that they were all friends still. But look at this, guys. We've always gotten this whole case. This Four of Wands, this party house, turned into a complete nightmare. It was always been that way. This group of girls was a bad mix. There was a lot of bullying with the Five of Swords in this home that led to a complete disaster. It couldn't be ignored. People started going against their morals and ethics and things that they would normally never consider doing, but they did because they felt like there was bullying. They felt like they were pushed into it. And they've got to keep it close to the vest. They've got to keep this a secret. No one's going to get away with this. No one's going to be able to walk away from this situation. We're all stuck here. The only thing we can do is keep quiet. Don't say anything. They kept people. Like I said, they forced people from going up there, besides dropping off that evidence. That's what it looks like, guys. If you have any other questions, let's get down to business. We can even do a live, and let's get through these questions together. Let me know what you all think. Thank you for being here. I love you. Guys, I've got so much stuff I wish I could tell you, but I don't want to say it publicly online, like on the internet forever and ever. If you have any ideas of like how we could communicate, I just don't want to leave you hanging. You guys really are my friends. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.